Hey there everyone, what's going on? Kurt Singh here with a Ultra League battle video. I've got Overqwil on the lead, Greninja, and Charizard. And Charizard is Shadow. And I have wanted to try out Overqwil for quite a while. Never made one until this season. And I'm actually quite impressed. It's gotten me to a 9-1 start. I have not been doing all my sets every day, just been way too busy. I actually haven't battled at all today. I'm going to do a couple battles after this video. But yeah, overall, I really like it. I like its typing. Poison and Dark is really good, and it's got good coverage. You got your Poison Jab, Dark Pulse, Aqua Tail, and then Greninja is just simply Greninja. Water Shuriken, Hydro Cannon, Night Slash gives you good coverage, lots of ground coverage with the Aqua Tail and the Hydro Cannon. And then Charizard is great with Wing Attack, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw. You've got coverage for your Dragonites and anything grass. You've got Blast Burn, Steel. Wing Attack is great for your fighters, stuff like that. So we'll jump right into this first battle. I did kind of move this one out of order. It was the last set, or the last battle of the second set that I did. And I thought that you guys would get quite a kick out of it. So I'll just let you guys watch here. I reach the Dragon Claw, but they get to move first. So I do shield this up. It's Dragon Claw. I get my Dragon Claw off here. They don't have any shield, so this will take out their Dragonite. Big damage there. And in the back they have a Skeldridge. So I am going to go for the Blast Burn. Honestly, not sure Blast Burn was the right choice. Maybe 2 Dragon Claws. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been in that situation. I figured Blast Burn is going to be neutral against fire and obviously strong against the Ghost. They get to their Shadow Ball, take out my Charizard, and I am able to come in, and I do need to do a Water Shuriken. I'm able to get it through and get to the Night Slash in time before that Incinerate takes me out. And you can see there I've got like 1 HP. So that battle there actually capped off the remainder of this set where it was a 5-0. So the first battles that I did, I went 4-1, and then I did another set and I went 5-0. So really excited to keep using this team and see just how well I can do. I'm lagging quite far behind right now. I'm like, I think my next set I'll move into rank 13. So I'm not racing by any means to get up to ace or anything like that right now. So here they get to move. They seem to farm for a really long time with this. I figured they'd have another move that they'd throw at me right away, but I figured, oh, I'll give up 1 shield, see what happens. Get to an Aqua Tail, and they let it go. So they go down, they've used both shields, and now they're down. They bring in a Politoed. So I'm gonna let this go through. I feel like I've got a pretty good chance. If I let it go, I can come straight in with my Greninja, and then I'm not switch locked if they switch out. So I go for a Night Slash here, and I think that I respect the first move here because I kind of lost track of counts here, but I felt like they had enough energy for an Earthquake. And one more, yeah, so they totally had enough there because they were back-to-back pretty much Weather Balls. So let that one go through. Actually, I might be out of shields now. Anyways, they do switch. I think it's a Venusaur. Yeah, they caught on a Venusaur. Works great for me because, like I said, letting my Overqwil go through or go down allowed me to not be switch locked and come in with the better answer against the Politoed. And so here I do take the Sludge Bomb. Obviously I have no shields, but I tank it quite nicely. And here I felt like I had to throw or they would reach at least a Frenzy Plant and take me out. So I threw it the last second there and took them out, and then I did have another Dragon Claw, and here I'm able to reach 1 more Dragon Claw and take out the Politoed. So that's a good game. Well played to my opponent. It was another close one. And then we'll jump right into the next battle here. Overqwil into Togekiss. I've been noticing this season that there are a lot of fairies around, so that might be part of why Overqwil is doing such a good job, because the poison typing, the fairies can't do anything against it. Well, it's actually kind of funny because being dark, right, I think it takes neutral from fairy. So they let that Aquatail go through. So I've taken out their Togekiss and I still have both shields. They bring in a Steelix. I thought, oh no, I should switch right away so I don't let them farm me down. But I opted to stay in there and get the damage off. And then again, similar to last match, now I'm not switch locked. Where like if I had switched right away into Greninja, then they could have switched out, or say even worse, I switched into my Charizard, then they could have switched into their Swampert and hard countered me. So I did unfortunately give them that little bit extra farm, but it allowed me to not be locked in. So I do block that Hydro Cannon, go for a Night Slash here. They do shield that, so now they're down both shields. And what do I do here? I'm gonna let this Hydro Cannon go through. And I'm at back-to-back Night Slashes. I overfarmed there by one more. I think that stopped me at the 2. I'm right at 2. Or no, I'm actually 1 over. So I go right back-to-back. Takes them out. I actually like going as much as I can for the Night Slashes to just try to get the boost, unless it's obviously like Hydro Cannon is for sure the best answer. So here with Charizard, I did switch in because I wanted the ability that if I had to, I could switch out and then reset my debuff, but Blast Burn is so powerful anyways, takes them out. Next match, Overqwil into Cresselia. So I kind of panicked on this one a little bit, and I saw Psychic, and I know I'm poisoned, so I was like, oh, I gotta get out. Similar to Fairy, the Dark offsets the weakness to the Psychic, and I have Dark Balls, which would be super effective against Cresselia. So, mistake on my part, did not need to switch out right away. Kind of screwed myself over for this game, because as you can see here, now I'm locked in against their Swampert. So I do commit the first shield, and they did match shields. So actually they went down 2 shields because I went for Dragon Claws, I believe. So I decided to let Charizard go, and I bring in Greninja. The reason I decided to let Charizard go was because I felt like they would come in with Cresselia and have Grass Knot and or Moonblast, and I would need to shield that. So I let that go through, banking that it might be a Hydro Cannon, but still feeling like Grass Knot would one-shot. Took me way down farther than I needed to be, but I do get back-to-back Night Slashes here, so that is going to do quite a bit of damage to the Cresselia. Gets them into the yellow, and I do get the boost, but they bring in Walrein, and I don't want to be farmed down. So, and it was at that point there when I switched back in, I was like, oh, it has Dark Balls. Why did I switch out? So I do correctly shield the Earthquake there. A lot of Walrus users just simply go Icicle Sphere, so I'm glad that I decided to shield that. Get to the Dark Balls, throw that, get to an Aquatail, and I'm going to throw this right away. Takes out the Walrus, and Cresselia comes in, and they have a move loaded. So let's see if it's, what is it? So Moonblast, so I still live a Moonblast, so Overqwil is pleasantly, like, tanky, like it's not, like, super tanky, but, I mean, you saw there it took a neutral Moonblast and lived it quite easily. And I am able to reach the Dark Pulse and take out the Cresselia. So that was the 5-0. I did not record the very first battle. I just wasn't thinking about it. So that was 4 battles out of the 5 set. And now we'll jump into the set that I actually did first. It was 4-1. So Flygon into Overqwil, and obviously very first time playing Overqwil, learning its typings and its moves and stuff like that. So I throw the Aqua Tail. I'm gonna shield up this first move, wasn't sure what it was, but I do know that Flygon has access to Earth Power, which would probably one-shot me, with it being super effective against the Psychic. So they get to another move here. I decide to let this go. It is just another Dragon Claw, and I don't quite live that, so down I go. Bring in Greninja, and I'm able to farm down, so that's really good for me, because now I've got a move loaded. I actually have 2 moves. So over farm again by 1, throw the Night Slash, and again my goal here is if I can throw the Night Slash and boost, really good. If I can throw the Night Slash and get a shield, it's also really good. Also, if I could get a shield and boost, it would be even better. But there you see I throw back to back, get the shield, or get a boost, and now I have another one. So I feel like they'll finally commit a shield here, because they have energy and they don't want to let it go. So I am going to shield up now. Newly buffed attack Rose, and I'm able to farm down there. They bring in Skeletridge, shield up, go for another Hydro Cannon here. And this should take them out. It's boosted and super effective. Bang, one-shots them, and that's a good game for my opponent there. So I believe that was the first battle that I did, and I was like, oh, okay, this could be this team could work. So Overqwil into Charizard, just a regular one, not Shadow. They get to a move first, and I'm like, oh, this is just Dragon Claw. Let it go. Sure enough, just Dragon Claw doesn't do too much. They bring in Trevenant, so I was like, oh, perfect, I'll go for a Dark Pulse, see if they shield us. They do commit the shield, so they maybe knew that I had access to the Dark Pulse there. So I'm gonna call a Seed Bomb here, and again, so see, I was starting to, I was like, oh, this is kind of tanky. This can actually take a couple moves here. Keep in mind, I've taken a Dragon Claw and a Seed Bomb now, and no shield. I've got both shields from them, and their Trevenant's at half health, and I'm able to come in here. I am going to respect the Shadow Ball. They do just Seed Bomb bait me, which is unfortunate. So because of that, I get to the Dragon Claw and I throw, because I don't want to continue to farm down and then have them actually throw Shadow Ball, because I want to save the shield if I can. So here, I kind of messed up here. I was like, oh, should I go for 2 Dragon Claws or just go for a Blast Burn and then dip? And that indecision allowed them to get to a move, so I did have to commit the shield, switch out into my Greninja, throw the Hydro Cannon, and here I should be able to, well, I know that I can live whatever they throw, Earthquake or Hydro. It is just the Hydro, so that's good for me. And they bring back in their Charizard, which I thought was a little bit strange, but maybe they felt like that was their only chance. Maybe they were close to a move and they are able to come in and throw it and then not have to throw their move against me there. So I'm not sure what their thought was. But either way, good game to my opponent there. They had it pretty rough with how much I had left on my Charizard anyways as well. So now Cresselia, Overqwil. So this one here, oh, see, that's weird, because this battle was first and I didn't immediately switch out. I stayed in. So I don't know what I was thinking on that second match. I literally saw Cresselia and I was like, oh, I gotta get out. Anyways. Poison Jab, as you can see, is really adding up against the Tapu Fini that they switched into. So obviously I'm just going to stay in. Dark Pulse was definitely the right move, not the Aqua Tail. As you can see, it does almost nothing. Gonna let the Surf go through. Looks like I probably, with the Water Gun damage, probably take 3 Surfs. The third one would definitely take me out. So they bring Cresselia back in. throw Dark Balls, gets their first shield, and at this point, Overqwil has done its job. Just gonna let it go. They grass knot me, and here I do decide to bring in Charizard, so that I don't need to worry about shielding the grass knots. And they answer with Dragonite, which is ideal for me because Greninja actually has a better matchup, or a good matchup, against Cresselia. But here I do have to respect the damage output that a Shadow Dragonite, they would probably one-shot me with that Dragon Claw. So I do reach another one and one-shot them. And here I let it go again, just in case I don't, like, this doesn't take them out, right? Because if it doesn't take them out, then I need to be able to get to at least one Night Slash. See, and it doesn't take them out, so I switch right away to prevent farming, and then yeah, one Night Slash would have taken them out, and I had the shield so they would have had to get to back-to-back grass knots to win that game. So good game to my opponent there. Sceptile into my Overqwil. They switch out into Skeldridge. I answer with probably the hardest answer I could, Greninja, as the Night Slash and Hydro Cannon and Water Shuriken are all super effective. I do have to respect the Disarming Voice though, because it would probably one-shot. It's kind of a trade-off. I am a hard answer, but they can hit back really hard as well. So throw a Night Slash there. Probably Hydro Cannon was the answer. Don't know if not boosted, if it would have taken them out. And there I live on 1 HP, live the Incinerate, and get to a Night Slash. So they let it go through. So I wouldn't switch there. They bring in Suicune. So obviously I come in with Overqwil. And what was the other one? Tapu Fini, that Aqua Tail did nothing to. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for Dark Balls, but my attack has now dropped because of the Scald. So I'm like, oh man, this is not going to be a good match here. Only got one shield left. They're at another Scald. Gotta let it go. They still have a shield. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, okay, I can shield this one. And then if I can get to 2 Dragon Claws before they get to another Scald, then I can get their shield and take them out. And I was like, I gotta watch for a catch. And they caught as I threw. It's like, oh no, now I'm gonna lose this game. 100%, hands down. That was my win con. They throw a Breaking Swipe, so they drop my attack. So now I'm like, okay, well I can't just keep farming and take another attack. So I throw there, and I'm almost at 2 Dragon Claws. So I throw the first one. This should get their shield. And now I have to do one more wing attack, and I get it. So I was like, that was, if I had just simply thrown the Blast Burn when they caught it, the game would have been a lot simpler. Well played to my opponent though, nice catch. So I think this is the last match. I think. So Nidoqueen into Overqwil, kind of a tricky matchup. The poison jabs are not doing effective damage on either side. Aqua Tail is going to do super effective, but their Earth Power is also going to do super effective. I do call Poison Fang first, and that's what it was. So I'm able to get to another Aqua Tail here. So I throw the Aqua Tail. Just having some lag issues there. They decided to let that go. So at this point I was like, what do they have in the back, I wonder? They go for the Earth Power. So I bring in my Greninja, and I really wanted to farm down there. But I am going to respect the potential Earth Power, and it's just another Poison Fang. So it's going from a little bit bad to even worse. And then they have a Lucario in the back. This is the last match. And get their first shield. They should get their second shield. This, honestly, I think would one-shot them if they don't shield. And then I switch into Charizard, and I was like, okay, Shadow Ball, there's Shadow Ball for sure. Shadow Ball, yes, perfect. And then they switch into Lugia. It's like, okay, how am I gonna do this? So I throw Blast Burn. Does way more damage actually than I thought that it would. Get to a Dragon Claw, but now I'm energy dry, so that's not good. So I'm like, okay, Dragon Claw, throw the Dragon Claw. I feel like I should have just done the 2 more wing attacks and tried to get to that Dragon Claw, because I got 2 through before they threw. So I feel like I was either 1 or 2 away. I was maybe 1, for sure only 2 away though, so close.